The camp, it looks like a school made of red bricks, a very vast area. We had guards around us all the time. And I would think, why are we here? Why don't we just die instead of facing such hardship?
The voice that you've just heard belongs to an interpreter who's translating an interview with a man who says he was detained in an internment camp in Xinjiang. Xinjiang is a remote region in northwestern China. Recently, police there have allegedly detained massive numbers of Muslim ethnic minorities, mostly Uyghurs.
There have been credible estimates of between 800,000 to 1 million people from this region being held at political re-education centers.
A Wall Street Journal investigation indicates that people were taken to these camps against their will, without any kind of due process. The Chinese government has been fighting a sporadically violent separatist movement in Xinjiang for decades. Chinese officials dismiss allegations of mass incarceration. They describe the camps as vocational schools for criminals involved in minor offenses. But those who said they were detained tell a different story. Inside, people are being forced to embrace Communist Party propaganda.
We would get up at 5, we would do a lot of learning, and we would sing songs for 2 hours during the day, sometimes 3 or 4 hours. We watch movies that praise Xi Jinping and also the Communist Party. They would also tell us about religion, saying, there is no such a thing as religion. Why do you believe in religion? There is no God. Do you have Quran at home? I had to say no to them because otherwise I would be put in jail.
So we've heard stories about dozens of people being crammed into one room, forced to share a single toilet, being fed one meal of cabbage per day, and told not to talk to anyone else. One of them talked about being strapped in a metal chair alone in a room and being left there for hours or days. He said the psychological pressure was so great that he tried to commit suicide. We've spoken to dozens of Uyghurs living outside of Xinjiang, and every single one of them has said they have at least one friend or relative who's gone missing back home. One of my colleagues spoke to a man living in exile in Finland who's worried that his father might have died in the camps.
They want to see my father, and they says, well, there's no this kind of person in the camp. But he was in the camp before. Then they try to find if he's in the prison. The prison says there's no such person. So nobody knows where's my father now.
When we went to Xinjiang last year, we found one of these camps just south of the city of Kashgar. We expected to see something like a small school. Instead, what we found had the look and scale of a full-size prison. Some of the walls were half-built, which made it clear that they were planning to expand the facility. Satellite imagery and information collected by a researcher in Canada indicate that the camp has recently undergone major construction. Just like this one, a number of other camps appear to have been massively expanded. And several similar facilities have been built from scratch in the desert. Internment camps are associated with some of the worst episodes in human history. It's striking to think that this kind of mass incarceration of a religious minority might be happening again in 2018.
These are crazy things. Things that we've read about that used to happen thousands of years ago, or things that happen under these regimes in a science fiction novel.
So I have to stand up. So I cannot give up.
Western politicians have joined with activists, really for the first time, to issue concerted criticism of China's policies in Xinjiang. But it's not at all clear if any of that is going to lead to action on the part of government.